Okay, we're on the air. Can you see all of us?
I'm trying to hide. You're good.
It's all right. I'm hiding behind.
Yeah, I know.
Behind.
I think.
Say yes, Sony.
Yes.
I know. Stop hiding, Julia. Okay. All right. I'll call to order. Lisa, can you please do roll call?
Yes, ma'am. I can't see anyone in the room though. So
You hear?
I hear, but I don't see.
Oh, you can't see in the back. Okay, and we'll help
Yeah.
you.
All right. Chris Pop,
No.
Lisa Sobey, I'm here. Dave Giroux,
Yep.
Julia,
Here.
Lori.
Yep.
Nancy.
Absent.
No, Nancy absent. Okay. Craig.
Yep.
Jeff Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
We have Lisa Hober on virtually. And I see Tish's sweet face peeking through. That's all I see.
Is budget, and Gail is nominating, and Keith Marvin is on the couch over there, and he's budget.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, there is no public, however, I'm going to apologize for going through the guidelines and not allowing public comment last month. I realized that at the end of the meeting, he said something to me. We were trying to move fast. Okay, so member correspondence. I don't have a lot. We actually have the gentleman that bought the 49 acres down the road that wants to join our HOA. Of course, I'm going to let him know what a taxi district, but I just thought that was interesting.
Is he the one that's got the RV on the property? Is that the property at the end of whatchamacallit?
No, I think he's the one that bought across from Shabru.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. You know where that barn? there was a big barn that went up?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the one.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
It's you. Can you hear us now? Sure.
No.
Maybe try your other computer.
Turn your audio on.
Aaron text you. I told him,
Know the property there.
tell him to check her settings.
So if you go back way to Ackley Cemetery,
Yeah.
go that way. Before you get to the cemetery, on the right hand side. I think that's. I thought that was.
Someone's trying to get in.
She said, I know.
Oh. No, I heard it go boom.
I just sent a message to Lisa saying we could hear her.
We should all do that at the same time.
Crazy.
All right, well, I'm gonna give the officer's report. It doesn't really pertain to Lisa, so.
Is that the only public correspondence?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other little stuff, that one I just thought was interesting. But, so officers report, this is something Julia and I talked about a little earlier today. Lisa Sobey sent out the meeting dates for next year. 2 of the Mondays fall on President's Day. Everybody might think this is funny, but I don't. I have golf league on Monday nights. There's football on Monday nights. And what else?
Dave Burton, a nominee, has
Oh, he has
Meetings on
meetings
Monday
on
night.
Monday nights. So,
music on the river on Monday nights. There's a lot of stuff going on Monday nights.
but
Life goes on.
Yeah.
That's the only night that works for me, but go ahead. I'm out. As a nominating committee.
so we were thinking maybe every third Tuesday. The Mondays are just really hard because of the holidays. So we have 2 we would have to change right off the bat.
Martin Luther King and President Sigler Fall.
Right. So January and February we have to change, and we already did. I think we already did one. I don't know. So how does that? I can't say everybody because not everybody's here.
You said the third Tuesday and what?
So right now we do the third Monday
Right,
of
right.
every month. We'd like to do the third Tuesday of every
That
month.
may work for me.
So we'll present it when the new board
Right.
next month. But we just thought we'd mention it now.
Okay.
Something to think about. That's all I got. Do you have anything, Julia?
No.
Lisa, do you have anything? Sobi?
No, not that we're already going to discuss.
Okay. So kind of,
It was emailed to you.
yeah, this was emailed to everybody.
The agenda was as well.
I
Yes.
don't think I was on.
Well, it's Board of Governors, so you got me out.
When did, okay.
Okay. Lisa, can you hear yet?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So financial reports, I don't have a report from Lynn Chrissy. However, I can tell you that she is bringing in revenue and receiving tax collections. And I think Lisa may know, I think last I knew she was like 37% collected. Am I close, Lisa?
She's 52.03% right now.
Okay.
Thank
So that's Lynn's information. Lisa, let me hand out your, I'm guessing nobody has any questions for the tax collector because she's not here.
Oh, one thing, just a comment, Lori, for tax collector.
Yeah.
A number of elderly members have approached me and they're, we've increased the budget from last year to this year. And then it looks like we're going to increase from this year next. And it's a significant increase for people who are on fixed income. So I asked her to look into, to verify if there was any assistance for either low income or elderly. And she's looking into that. And she's going to put an article in the newsletter to educate the membership. So that
Assistance, city and state, what?
where, if there's any, it's usually,
Right.
I think it's, I don't know if it's state. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know.
And I was going to reply to her too. Social services sometimes have
Oh,
something.
okay.
I thought about that just because my mom. All right, so I think I've distributed the reports that Lisa dropped off. My guess is, are you going to talk about those, Lisa? Or you just want me to,
Nope, my sticky note says it all. This meeting's gonna go long enough. You guys don't need to hear from me. If you just want to read it, you can read it. I'm still working on 2 softwares.
and I do like this one much better, Lisa, by the way. The statement of financial position.
Well, you can thank Tish and Craig for that. They both gave me some insights about what it's supposed to look like. And then Craig, having been a little more familiar with QuickBooks, was able to give me some direction last Saturday.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. Okay. Is that all you got, Lisa? What are you eating? Anything good?
I'm eating my lunch.
Oh, I bet you it's good.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay. Dave, I don't think we have anything asset management.
No, other than the guy
The
that
tree.
notified us about the tree, but and we're aware of it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Insurance, we're gonna go past that right now because we're gonna take care of that under Carnival. So,
Well, I mean, other than the carnival, all the rest of the insurance is in place.
yes, yep, everything else is signed, sealed, and I think paid for. Lisa. Oh. All the insurances are paid for, right? Did you get, you should have got all the invoices in the other ones in the mail and then the ones I forwarded to you.
So I gave you some really valuable reports. We're at 116% of our budget on insurance, and they're all paid for.
Okay. Thank you. So that's that. Anything else on that? Okay. We're gonna come down to properties. We already talked about the tree that's dead that we need to look into, or we think's dead, but Little Beach, actually, I think we've known about that for a while.
Yes, we need to see if it's on our property.
Right. Then we have the tree that came down on Third Beach, the Tyree tree is taken
I
down.
took it down today, cleaned up everything that came down, with the exception, we had 4 nice members, that helped, Lisa, Dave Tellier, Lynn Chrissy, and Bill Taylor. They cleaned up the initial mess. Tyree came in, and then Dave, you're gonna assess the stairway for damages and repair, because the stairwell got damaged.
Yeah, really, the whole stairwell should be replaced, okay? But do we want to put that kind of money into it? I mean, it's probably $1,000 worth of materials to replace that stairway, and then labor on top of that, you know? I mean, the labor we probably can get for nothing, but there's probably about $1,000 worth of materials. Can we piecemeal it? Maybe. I mean, last year the stairs were rotting.
Right.
I'll look at it.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Ed.
Is there anything else on properties? Okay. Just, I know we have some big items here, so just trying to move along. Okay. We're gonna go with, the budget. You're up, honey.
Do you want me to go up there or can I just sit here?
Whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much discussion there will be. It's been out for a while. Most of it is sort of, I think it kind of is what it is. I mean, we've had everybody come in and give us their requests for what they want for their areas. And we have a couple of big increases, insurance, which we all knew was going to be a big increase. A good size increase in the public safety to hopefully cover if we decide to do something to kind of stop some of the stuff that's going on, after hours and all that. Lori had requested some extra funding for that. The other thing that might come up is the fact that we're recommending that we take that expense reimbursement out of the income portion of the budget, and still obviously requested and come up with some number that we feel is good to put it in the budget, but we're going to footnote it at the bottom instead, because we just feel like that it's not really guaranteed funds, and we hate to kind of put it in there as something that we're almost guaranteeing, and if we don't get it, then it shortfalls the rest of our budget. So that might be a discussion topic at the meeting in August. I don't know how people are gonna feel about that, but that's kind of our recommendation, again, because just of the, it's not guaranteed. And then I get the feeling that sometimes we spend money to try to get half of it back because, we're trying to meet that number that we put in there. So we're all thinking it might be best just to, do it as a footnote instead of actually including in the budget, which does make the tax increase almost 10%, which is a big.
Dave has a
number.
I
question.
have a question. Is there an appropriate way of bookkeeping that?
This tax district that we have is sort of an unusual and honestly, I mean, I have an accounting background, but I've never really come across a way to properly, account for it. I don't really have experience with, the taxing district thing, but I just think it's prudent not to include it as income, just in case it doesn't, for whatever reason with what East Haddam went through this year to pass the budget and all the other stuff that's going on with all the other towns. If they want to cut something, it might be a place that they would look to cut. So we just kind of felt like it'd be more prudent financially. And then, whatever we do get, we would earmark it to just go into our general reserves to kind of hopefully beef up that part of it.
Can I just say, Corinne commented, when her and I talked about it, and she was very, very happy. And I guess she had requested that it was taken out of the income quite a while ago. I never knew about it, but she was very happy that it was not in the income I mean,
I think, it puts stress on people to try to come up with that number and, I don't think it makes sense to put it as income because it's not really income that we're receiving. It's a reimbursement of expenses. So it just, again, it seems like the most prudent way to handle it. But I do think, and one of the recommendations we made is that the board does set some kind of minimum and maximum for capital reserves. Because there may be a time where we get to the point where we are over reserved and we can, lower taxes in a year, depending on what we find when we do all of our asset needs and, just the normal. And then, the dam is always a big unknown too, and how we're going to handle that. So right now there's a lot of unknowns, but the East Haven budget went up almost 9%. It's not unheard of that, budgets are being kind of, seeing big increases. So, I don't know if there's any specific questions about any particular areas that I can answer.
Julia?
Yes, Jim?
Tish, and I apologize, I was out of town for the July 13th meeting, but I believe there are a couple of line items, and in fact, I proposed it to the board, that we can remove that may have been an oversight. The properties stipend, we're doing without that. And let me just back up. My concern is it's 10%, and I'm hearing from a lot of our elderly people who are year-round residents, and this is their only residence. So they're not fortunate enough to have two homes. I mean, it's a big increase, and they're concerned. So I think that properties should come out and be zero. And I also, we're not filling the assistant secretary, so I believe that one should come out. That's $4,500 savings there. And just for my own fiduciary responsibility to the membership, I would be willing to drop the walkways to 3,000 from 4,000 because I think this 9%, 10% is too much. And I'm concerned about how it's going to go over at the annual meeting. And I know people met in July and you didn't hear anything, but those are obvious. Those two stipends. I speak to my board members; they really should come out. I believe they should come out.
They're saying assistant secretary and the property manager.
Yeah, that's 4,500 right there.
We haven't used the assistant secretary.
No, that's fine. I get
ever.
that.
Well, it looked like it paid out one year. They put it paid out one year.
And originally, when I spoke with Tish about the property stipend, I said, well, we don't really know where that's going, but we did talk about it. And the first time there was ever a stipend for properties was a few years ago. Before that, there was never a stipend for properties. And we're using Team Reach now. So I do agree with you. I agree. We can take it out. I don't think it needs to be in there.
We run the risk.
This year,
But that's $4,500 savings right there.
We run the risk if we ever want a properties manager again. That position's probably gonna, then that's just gonna be increased. I'm just saying it. I agree with taking it out.
yeah,
We'll deal with it when we deal with it.
right. And I don't think I don't think
We
we'll
never
ever
paid
have
them
a
before.
property manager again. I think it would be more of a properties liaison of some sort. We learned some things from a legal aspect. When a board of governors appoints a property manager, it gives them a lot of authority. And if there's not good communication, things happen that the board's not aware of.
Yeah, we're responsible for and held liable for.
Right.
So it kind of opens up a whole other
Yeah.
can of worms.
Which we accidentally stumbled on some things that were like, well, but that being said, being as we've never stipended that position before, and we're doing well with the Team Reach. I mean, I think it's bringing the community together.
Yep.
Better.
Absolutely.
You did a project, we did a project.
Yep.
Dave and I have done projects.
I've done projects.
Keep it on the street. I mean, it's.
Well, not on Team Reach, but Keith's done projects, like every.
Yeah,
I get it. I was just saying it.
Yeah, no,
I agree with taking it out.
So that was my initial to Tish was, well, what if Team Reach doesn't work out? We'll wind up needing somebody.
Yeah.
But,
We'll deal with it when we get to it.
right,
From a budget committee standpoint, I just put my 2 cents in. We had no problem taking it out at the beginning, but we kept being told you wanted to leave it there. as a
yeah,
placeholder.
I know.
So we talked about it and we were more than happy to take it out.
Yep.
And I will also say that She's an accountant, I'm an accountant, I'm a finance and a budget guy. We had a lot of discussion about this issue of the reimbursement from East Haddam. And there's a lot of ways that we could have gone on that. But from the standpoint of what we think is a reasonable tax increase and stuff, from a budgeting standpoint, there's no reason that you don't understand that a budget is an estimate of what you think possibly could happen. It's not a guarantee of anything. But if we've always felt that we've gotten some reimbursement, even if we kept a placeholder in there as a reduction to an expense, in other words, L-Quick or one of those that we actually put in a credit against the expense account for $4,000 or $5,000, we could do that too. And that's not a big problem either.
No, but it makes it a little more convoluted.
Well, but that's what the reality is. The reality is we're getting a reimbursement for an expense. When you do a budget, you really want to take into consideration all aspects of your business. And if we know that we're going to get something, ignoring it is not necessarily the best way to do it, but you certainly could reduce it a lot.
Well, let me just say a couple things. First of all, I did a quick calculation, and if we do take out that 4,500, the increase would go to basically 7.9%. So that's about a 2%, which is a little more palatable. The other thing we did not do in here, though, is we didn't put anything towards our general reserves. Because the thought process was that whatever we get from the town would go to general reserves. So my feeling is if we're not going to treat it that way, then we need to put something in here for the general reserves for that year.
I like the way you did this.
But we also have $10,000 in there going to our
Right,
asset management accounts for the future. too.
right.
So that's 10,000 that we never used to put in our budget either.
Right. I don't think doing it this way helps build our reserves that we all know we need to build our reserves.
We need to know what
But
we
we
ask it over and over again. Build our reserves to what? What is the
So the
rational
board,
reserve?
this is,
That's what
this is,
budget we argue about.
well, the board is, that is one of our initiatives.
Okay.
We're working on our assets. We're working on what those assets, what's required to be in our reserves for
Rational business, right?
all the different, I think we identified 8 of them.
Yeah, I can show you, to answer your question, I can show you a life cycle model for assets with different horizons of planning and what the allocations are according to each horizon and what the reserves are that, and it's not from here, but what.
No, I do that in Northeast Philly all the time.
So, I mean,
We always plan for a lot of capital expenditures and stuff.
Yeah.
But, and we also played a lot between expense and capital back and forth to make our earnings look better too. Here, it's a little different. It's a tax issue.
Right.
How much can we tax people and be comfortable with that we're making a rational budget and we're going to live with it? If we're always under budget all the time, people have a right to say and complain and say, wait a minute, why are we always under budget and why are we always building up a reserve and what should the reserve do?
Right. So we are working on that, Keith, but I do want to move on because we have a lot to talk about, but I think there was a question on geese because, last year it was budgeted at 2,000 and then the community came together for Evelyn and put on another 2,000. And now this year she's 4,500. Well, the geese, budget. So, is somebody trying to get in?
No. Lisa Hober has a hand raised.
But they had an actual of 5,400 that they actually spent. The question is, how much of that was necessary?
All right. So Tish,
Yes.
could you explain why it went up to 4,500?
The biggest part of that was this fencing that Holly thought that by next year that some of the fencing might need to be replaced, and it seems to be working so well that she definitely wanted to make sure that
All three.
we continue to fence. And then she had other areas that she thought it might be good to fence that were not fencing. And then her other thing was to really focus on the nests and the eggs. And that was pretty expensive. excuse me, for, Nutmeg Farms to come, but she wants to do a lot more, checking around to make sure that they get as many of the nests as possible.
But we're focusing
So-
on what's necessary, not on what somebody perceives they should do.
Right,
We had Nutmeg spend a lot of money doing stuff that they're not
Right.
necessary.
right. So does that mean that she's coming in January, February, March now?
Yes,
Yes,
actually February, March, April, May, June.
Okay.
And they actually had a sort of a spreadsheet of how many times they were gonna come in each month, and it was
Right.
pretty detailed. So, I mean, at that point, we knew that fencing had started to be working really well. At least it seems like that's the difference.
But that's pretty
this year.
inexpensive, right? The fencing?
Well, but we need a lot
I
of
know
it,
a lot of it. That's a-
so it adds up, and it's not cheap. It's not like putting up just that orange. I mean, it's a little more expensive than that.
I
So.
think the other thing is, we don't know the deterioration of
Right.
the spikes in the bottom of the fence, based on it being in the water all the time. And our recommendation from the geese mitigation perspective was keep it in the water from March till November. And see if you can minimize and make the property less attractive, which we think has started to happen. Even the residence geese are less likely to even hang out on the sandbar, which we're not fencing. But the flyover geese are not staying. Some of them are moving a little bit over to the east side, but mostly they're not staying. They're not finding any place to roost at night where the sand is warm. Okay, so the expectation is the price will go down, or the request will go down next year for the 27-28, because once we have a sense of the sustainability of the fencing, the degree to which, what percentage of it needs to be replaced on an annual basis, and the reduced involvement of Nutmeg Farms, which is substantially reduced even this year. So we're very optimistic that that number is on a downward trend as opposed to an upward trend as it had been.
and we still have a drone that's not getting used. If we can find some young person
Maybe we can
that's
sell it.
really willing to play with a drone, even if we lose it, it's better than not using it at all.
We think we're
During
gonna
the egg
sell the
season, when
drone.
the leaves
Or
are
sell
the
it.
drone.
Sell the drone.
Oh, the drone, yeah,
Sell it.
yeah,
Yeah, we talked about selling it. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
You won't get much money back for it.
Well, but
It's better than not using, just having it.
No, unless you
Yeah,
find some
that
young
was-
person that's willing to use
all right. Well,
So you don't think you could, I mean, just again, from the perspective of, this is a huge,
$4,500.
it's a huge increase, 9.9, now we're down to 7.9.
Mhm.
Okay, so could you go down back to 4,000? Could you do away with, do you think, I mean, I'm just trying to, so one of the things that, so remember, this is 26, 27.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So one of the things that Holly continued to build in there was the laser,
and I didn't say, yeah,
from the farm.
Mhm.
Okay, if that's eliminated, there's probably about $1,000 towards that in there. I'm more than happy to take that back to her and ask her that question.
please do, because I live in the fly zone.
Yeah.
And Evelyn, I tried to tell her this last year with the laser, they're just moving. They still continued every day to fly over my house, every morning, every night. I'm in the fly zone.
Yeah, no, I'm not
So,
disagreeing with you.
You know,
I'm
I'm
just
saying it for the
explaining.
world, for the world to hear that the laser treatment, I think is fruitless and it's a waste of our money. I would concentrate on the eggs and with the you guys have done a phenomenal
Phenomenal
job.
job.
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
your volunteers and the tact you took this year and the approach is amazing, what the difference it's made. But I do believe that laser is just a waste of time, because Evelyn thought they were gone. I'm like, Evelyn, they're not gone.
Yeah.
She never saw them. They were still flying over every morning, every night.
Yeah.
So I would suggest if you could take it back,
Yeah,
maybe
let
take
me
another
look at-
500 off there.
Let me look at the MOU and figure out what the dollars were that we put in there. I don't recall. So I don't want to offer a number off the top of my head, but I'll talk to Holly. I don't think it's an issue. She just didn't want to eliminate that as a potential.
Mhm.
The other thing that we know we're going to be under budget on is, within the geese mitigation budget is retrieval of carcasses. We retrieved quite a few carcasses last year. We have many fewer geese this year. So maybe we overestimated, and there's a couple $100 that can come out of carcass retrieval as well. And that's when they die by themselves. This is not
Right,
carcass.
right,
Not
right.
killing geese,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Natural death.
And dead
Comes
geese, yes.
We have plenty of flexibility in this budget. The big issue is, and we debated it a couple nights, what is an acceptable increase? And whether we want to build up reserves now and have, an 8 or 9% increase, or have a 3 or 4% increase. I mean, we can move around either direction. The board's got to give some direction of what's acceptable to take to the rest of the association.
I believe the number was like, for an average house, it would be like $56
Right.
a year.
Right.
I mean, personally, I feel that's reasonable.
I know you do.
I'm being honest.
Right.
I'm not like we're all talking like we're all multimillionaires here. But I mean,
But the average, for the year-round people that live here,
well, they got to complain about everything in the sense that the milk and the gas, I mean, that fluctuates. The town tax can go up a couple of hundred and you can't do anything about that. So,
But the biggest percentage is the town taxes, not the lake tax.
yeah, and I'm just saying, I
We get a
feel for them.
great deal on garbage pickup.
Right. That's right. Exactly what I was gonna say.
I pay $80 a month.
It's a deal. The garbage pickup in most cases offsets the price of the entire
I agree.
association
Right.
tax.
I mean, still tighten our
Especially
belts.
for
like
year-round people.
still tighten our belts with what you're recommending, and I agree with that. But at the end of the day, whether it's $30 or $56 a month, a year extra,
Yeah.
I feel that's reasonable. I mean,
All right,
my personal
so,
opinion.
so does anybody else have any questions or concerns about any of the other increases other than the ones that we discussed?
and I'll take the ones back.
Sophie?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Did Lisa have a question?
Yeah, Lisa. Homer.
She just said she's out. She left. She texted me.
She dropped off.
Okay. So Tish,
Yeah,
if,
what's the best way to go from here? Do we make the motion? Do I make a motion with those numbers? The property manager and the assistant secretary deleted?
We would make.
We make.
we make motion, but,
Oh, I'm sorry. I know something.
no, that's okay. You'll make it
A
at,
motion was made, so.
you'll make it at the August meeting though.
Oh, okay.
No, but can't we adjust it tonight?
So that's, yes.
Yeah, we just-
So we
What's our
can adjust it
recommendation?
tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
But-
I don't think you do a motion.
We can motion to accept,
Right.
the budget.
At some level.
So my question to you is, do you want Dale to go back and ask about the geese, or do you want to just,
Okay, wait, I'm a little confused. Are we gonna take the 45,000 out tonight?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I don't see a harm asking. Okay, can we make the motion with that and have the other 5? I know you're nickel and diming, but I'm gonna nickel and dime for the people that don't have the nickels and dimes. Okay, that's my fiduciary responsibility.
So,
Okay, but just one thing. So we have 400, basically 400 households. If we take $500 out of here, it's $1 a household.
Okay,
So
I know
when you
you
look
have
at it that
average.
way,
I know that, Tish, but it doesn't actually add that way to the people who are the elderly people are coming to me, and their average isn't 56. It's going to be more like 75 to 80 on top of the 60 that they already had this year. So that is a lot. They didn't get the average. They're above the average because their homes are worth more because they're year-round, so they pay more. Because it's a tax thing. It's not, the people who have the cottages and that aren't lakefront, that are paying $200, $300 a year. Yeah, they want, what's another $50? Nothing. But the people who are paying $800 a year, that's a lot for people on fixed incomes. And I'm making the argument for people on fixed incomes because I've been asked to.
okay, so what do you want to do? What is your,
Well, can Gail go back? And can we make a motion to remove 4,500? And if she talks to Holly, and Holly says, yeah, I go to 4,000, take that down to 4,000.
well, I
Can we
mean,
do
the other
that?
thing
You
you could
want
do is
another
just
board
give her a
meeting
budget of
before.
4,000. That'll be,
And explain to Holly.
yeah.
that's how it works, Julie. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Tish will need to go back to whomever it is and say, this
This
is
is what we
the
did.
board.
Okay.
Because they know that they may not get exactly what they asked for. I
Okay.
mean, we
And
can.
if you don't approve the number tonight, you gotta meet again.
No, we're gonna approve
Right.
it today.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely approving that. All right, so So
Okay.
you want to take East now to 4,000,
Yeah. Remove the secretary.
remove the secretary and remove the
Properties.
properties.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll make the motion then. Make a motion to, is that the time for that?
Yeah,
Accept the budget with those changes.
Second,
okay. Any further communication, deliberation? Okay. All those in favor of accepting the budget with the changes of removing the $4,000 property manager stipend, the $500 assistant secretary stipend, and the removal of $500 from the geese budget. All in favor?
So we'll reduce the budget $5,000.
Okay, no nays. All right, so it
Any
passes,
abstentions?
Tish.
Okay. So I will make those changes and then we'll have to get it out, right, to post it, Lori? Because it has to get posted before the 10 days before the next big meeting,
Yeah,
17th.
say it again.
We're gonna have to post it and get it out to the membership.
Yeah, 10 days before the
that's-
meeting,
Right.
So that's the 7th, so we have like 3 days.
which is why we moved the board meeting to today.
All right, so I will get those changes made and get new ones out to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great work.
Yes,
Yes.
thanks, guys.
Still a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Okay. Carnival. Okay, so let me just tell you what I do know, what I found out today. I went back and forth with Jackie. She did take the question, went to the underwriter. She's waiting for the answer. Unfortunately, I did not get that answer. What I-
Which question? though?
Yeah, what was the question?
The question is on page 1 something.
87.
87
I'm
of
looking.
214 or 217. You know, it says that carnival is okay without water games.
Okay.
Or that it's covered.
Right.
So,
Also
But-
specifically, nowhere in the document does it exclude, is there a specific exclusion of carnival? And there's an amendment or an endorsement for special events. That's the one you're talking about, page 187. But nowhere does it exclude in the document that is placed in force by Philadelphia.
right, so prior to the policy being signed and accepted and so forth, we were explicitly told we needed a writer for carnival. They did not like carnival.
Okay, but they didn't put it in the document.
Right,
that
right.
they gave us.
But we
Okay,
signed.
well, we're not gonna argue about that. But that's factual, right?
Sure.
We know that. So she's going back to the underwriter now and going, what's this? So here's the question. The question is, there's 3 questions. One, do we decide tonight that we're going to have carnival? If we have carnival based on our insurance policy and the underwriter comes back and says, oh, okay, I was mistaken, then we have to change carnival to not include water games. If we decide to go with the 1960, the supplemental is $300 for the attendees. So it's $22.60. If we go with that, we can have water games and we can have the entire carnival, or we don't have carnival at all.
Okay, so, a couple of things before I ask that question. Why are we going back to the underwriter and asking a question when we've been issued a policy that covers everything we need it to cover
I think it needs.
without the water names?
I think it needs
It-
clarification.
But it doesn't,
It doesn't
because
need
they
clarification.
issued a contract that they signed and we signed. So I'm saying, you know, there, in the world of sales, there's an expression, never say ba when ba is sufficient. So why are we going back and asking that question?
Well, we have carnival with water games.
Well, we
Okay.
fix the water games. Just take the water games out.
We're going by the policy we have in hand.
Right.
And if we obey and go by the policy and omit the water games, which are listed, that are
Sure.
not covered, it ends there. It totally ends there. It really does. You just keep going back and forth stuff makes no
Okay,
sense.
All right, hold
My
on.
opinion.
All right, let Dave say something because I could tell him something, and then I would like to say something.
We all get to say something.
Lisa has it, all right.
Let Lisa, she dropped out. I don't know, the other Lisa that dropped out.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Sobe, that's Sobe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lisa,
I guess so I'm listening to all the conversation, and my question is, for me, it's not a matter of having it or not having it. It's a matter of, do we want to spend the $2,100 for one day's activity? So, I mean, that I think, I mean, listen, I run Carnival, so I love it, but at what cost? And I think $2,100 for an association, when we're hearing from Julia about, our population, and is that smart? So that, I think, is where I am. So whether it's water games or not water games, for me, it doesn't matter. What matters is how much money, how much do we want to invest for one afternoon? Now, there's a lot of people that do come and they love it and they enjoy it. But do we take a pause this year, take a look at it, and then revisit for next year? It's just a thought.
we're gonna let.
Yeah,
Dave
yeah,
talk.
Dave, go ahead.
So I've never been to Carnival. Have no idea what takes place. Never taken. So anyway, in my mind, if there's a risk and we can't mitigate that risk, then we shouldn't do it. And if mitigating the risk has a cost associated with it, and we don't want to pay the cost, then so be it.
Right, but the point is,
The point, go
the
ahead.
contract that was issued,
Right,
it mitigates the risk.
right.
It's
Crystal
your,
clear.
it's your interpretation.
Well, it's okay, but I had it
we have-
reviewed by, a third party who's been in commercial life for
But they're not-
45
They
years.
have no risk and no skin in this game. Okay, right, I understand what you're saying, but I
So
understand what you're
let's
saying.
go to another third party and review it. Because,
No, let's not, because the insurance broker, not the carrier, the broker told us that it was not covered.
but the company issued a contract.
Totally agree. Okay, so if, and I'm not a lawyer and I don't know this, okay, but in the event that something happened, okay, and, we filed a claim, okay, first thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna come back and say, we told you it wasn't covered. And then we would go back to our lawyer and say it was covered, okay? So breaking it down, the $1 million worth of liability policy that we're buying comes to $5 a household. Okay?
Well, yeah, but
But
that's
it's only
risk-
10% of the total cost.
The risk comes to $2,250 per household. Okay, that's the risk. That's the cost to mitigate the risk. Okay, do the math. It's $450 times $2,250, it's $1 million. It's $5 a household for the policy. Okay, if you ask me, do I want to spend $5 to mitigate that risk? Absolutely. So if we're going to go forward with this thing, I'll give you the $5 and I'm up. Okay.
I totally get what you're saying. I guess.
Yeah.
The contract doesn't exclude it.
well, first,
All right, hold on, stop.
We'll spend more money in legal fees.
Yes, we will.
I've been, believe me, 30 years of contracts and contract
you've been in the
negotiations.
insurance business for how long?
20 years.
Yes, but, I mean, we would fight this thing forever, and the only ones that would get wealthy off of it would be the lawyers.
I agree with Lisa, so we'll slide on that. I think I do not, we're talking about being fiscally responsible. I say unless we don't pay a dime, I am not in favor of spending $2,100 for a 4-hour event. Because we got to put our money where our mouth is. $2,260, because we're talking about saving $56 a household for a year, and now we're going to be peeing away $2,200 for 4 hours. We got to be consistent here.
The other question I had is what is this attendees coverage?
So I can explain that.
Yeah, please.
This is how Jackie explained it to me. And she even said she concurred that it sounded a little ridiculous. The policy, the writer would cover anybody that happened to be walking by, tripped off the curb and, but they weren't a part of Carnival. The $300 supplemental is for all the participants, volunteers, moms and dads and children that are, encompassed in the carnival, which absolutely makes no sense because it's $300 to cover the event actually. And
But is it covering, so if I'm just to paint a picture, if I'm the person who's responsible for the three-legged race and somebody gets hurt in the three-legged race, are you saying this coverage would cover me from liability against that person getting hurt because I was the volunteer on that station? Is that what
you
you're
would be
saying?
covered, yes. And the person that got hurt would be covered, yes.
But presumably, we all own homes and have liability coverage and have our own insurance. I'm saying.
But this is, it's not our own homes. This is not our own, this is on
Yeah, you have
the property
all under your-
property.
Yeah.
This is not,
Okay, but I'm still liable personally in
All
my
right.
personal umbrella policy.
Do we make a motion?
So we need to make a decision on how we want to move forward.
May I make a motion and we can?
Can I,
talk?
well, before you do, can I just say, and I think I put it in email too, this event is self-sustaining from a financial perspective. So
Then some.
between, yeah. And so last year, I think we had about just under 100 kids that came. Every child that does the carnival games spends $5 on a bracelet. So it's self-sustaining. And then Dave Edgington's food is a huge hit with people. I talked to Dave Edgington today. If we go forward with carnival, the pricing is going to go up $1 for a hamburger, $1 for hot dog, and $1 for fried dough. So that might help a little bit too. But it also, the price of meat has gone up too. So that's kind of a wash. So really what we're talking about from a financial perspective or from the money is that $2,200, not the actual cost of running and putting carnival on.
Right. And we usually inadvertently create revenue from it.
Not $2,100 worth.
No, not that much. It does not offset the
No.
cost of this insurance.
And I do agree that a decision needs to be made tonight because volunteers need to be gotten,
Yep.
food has to be ordered, and there's, deadlines to all of that.
Lisa, could you please repeat what you suggested at the beginning?
So my concern, and I love carnival, but my concern is the money that it's going to, like Jeff just said, the $2,200 or $2,300 to run an event for about 4 hours. So is it worth the money when 100 kids is a lot of kids, but it's not 400 households, right? So is it worth spending association money for an event that's 4 hours? Or do we table it, look at what it's going to be next year? I mean, my question is dunk tank too. So that's a water event. Does that go away? So now I don't know if that's if I answered what you asked for, Julia.
Thank you.
So I think that the question here is, are we willing to move forward with carnival, either altered or not, based on what we find out, I'm guessing tomorrow, or do we want to forego carnival this year and settle this in a less stressed time fashion?
I think we're willing to. I think we're willing to proceed with carnival, as long as it doesn't cost us anything out of our pocket. And I don't want to repeat, you've already said it eloquently. So,
I don't know about that.
well, almost.
Said it.
But it will be with no water games.
Correct.
So,
So that would be my motion. If we want to make a motion, that's my motion. We can talk about it. Or if we incur a cost, then we back it. And we have more time next year.
So are we covered with that water games?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I was gonna
I-
clarify. So
I don't want to spend a dime.
if there's a risk, and the insurance company continues to say there's a risk,
right, then
are you suggesting we go forward with it and just accept that risk?
No, What I'm suggesting, if you're done, what I'm suggesting is exactly what Craig's been saying. We were issued a policy in hand that specifically spells out carnival with the exclusion of water games. Am I correct?
The endorsement, when it says kids carnival, it says there's no rides, it says no water games in it.
Okay.
And the endorsement that I guess, I don't know who wrote it, but it describes everything. And it says no water games. However, historically, there's been a dunk tank. So that's, I mean, I'll call it up right
Yeah,
now.
no, I know.
No,
what you're saying.
no, yeah, you don't have to.
So I'm not trying to get us into a risk. I'm going by what the policy says.
So Dave,
And
That's
Dave's
what the policy
point, and
says.
Dave's point
What's
is
so funny?
we're gonna get sued and we're gonna spend
No.
all the money.
It's not clear.
if Jackie,
We have been specifically, yes, I agree with what Craig's saying. But additionally, we've been specifically told.
Yeah, but what is the first thing when you call an insurance company, Craig?
listen,
It
wait,
says no coverage will be issued with the proviso of leaving a phone message or a talk.
listen,
That's exactly what they said.
we don't have the information.
Right.
We don't have.
But we need direction on how to proceed.
How quickly are we going to get it? Are we going to get the information tomorrow?
She was on it with the underwriter.
Like,
How many days can we, one day, how many, what's today? How many days can we use?
Well, I think there's a vote we can make and say, if for some reason the insurance underwriter comes back and says, you can have carnival, but no water games as the contract states, we move
we
forward.
move forward.
If carnival needs the rider and the supplementary, we don't move forward.
That would be my motion.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
All
but,
right.
the-
That's a good one.
but then Jeff, you're still talking about if we move forward with carnival, water games or no water games, it doesn't matter. We're still paying the $2,200.
No, Lisa,
No, they're paying nothing.
Lisa, I'll say it again. All right, so if it holds true and the insurance underwriter agrees that they sign a contract with us stating that we can and are covered for carnival with no water games, historically with a dunk tank, then we will move forward with carnival if they agree that it's already in our policy. If they say, no, we do not approve it, you need to buy this extra insurance, then we don't go forward.
So the insurance, as it stands now, with no water games, if someone gets hurt on the grill, are they covered?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The way that it's reading, however, the insurance company has explicitly told us that all of our events are fine except for carnival. Like, it's explicit. So we need clarification from the insurance company. And I mean, they're on it. I think she all but went and was banging her door down. And unfortunately, she couldn't get me the information tonight, but she could get me the extra $300 quote for
Of course.
supplemental.
They had time for that.
Well,
Well, thank you.
that was already in the
Oh,
paper.
okay. Well, you heard my motion.
So, well,
Interpreted many different ways.
so to revise or not revise it, but to reiterate your motion,
Okay. If you need to.
just for clarity, right?
Take care.
Thank you, Chief. You want to stay and listen to this?
No.
Riveting stuff.
It only gets better.
Better than that.
I'm gonna go home and watch a war movie or something.
Bye, thank you so much.
Oh, I don't think I'm going, somebody's behind me.
Okay,
And
so,
somebody's in front of me. I need somebody to move. I don't know. I've got a white car in back of me and
Coach Craig said.
a blue truck in front of me. Can one of you?
I parked down way down back, and I don't know.
What color car is yours?
The red one?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can't go with it. Yeah.
all right, we'll wait for Jeff to come back.
I will back up and take your spot.
I do a lot of charity events with people, and we all require everybody sign whole harmless clubs for kids and for the adults, and a lot of them are motorcycles. They're very dangerous stuff, way more dangerous than carnival.
We're
We-
getting
we
information
explored.
here.
And the
Lori,
insurance
turn it
company
around.
just,
You
They
recording?
poo-pooed having parents sign. If nothing else, they encourage the parents not to sue you.
We can't, I know.
We're recording this meeting. Sorry.
Well, we can speak for ourselves.
We have it.
I find it really, really hard to believe that this policy we have covers every bloody other thing we do here, like everything. And it doesn't cover a kid's carnival with beach games. Like I just, the risk that we have is far greater with all of the other stuff that happens than it is at the carnival. I mean, you know, I know there's alcohol exclusions and all that, but there are people drinking at the pavilion with bands and dancing and hanging and all this stuff. What are you talking
We defined all, we defined all the activity.
Yeah.
For the insurance.
I get it.
All of
I
it.
just find it from a risk standpoint, in my experience in insurance, I find it really, really hard to believe.
That's the first thing.
It's the equivalent of like a life insurance company issuing a policy to a smoker at non-smoker. Like it
And
doesn't,
and so the other thing I want to share with you is the list of how many companies that OVA went out to for competitive bid to try to find a policy. And Philadelphia was the
only one. Even my guy
I-
said he would start with Philadelphia because they're the best.
And I researched
What I
2
got
years
anything
ago.
No, really,
Okay.
nobody.
And I researched again this year, a different carrier that covers most of the municipalities.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. It was
And
expensive.
so- Well, not only that, but they wanted programs about training for
Yeah, training, yeah.
children.
And writers for
Vetting.
every
Yeah,
event.
I listen, I get it.
I
That's
couldn't
the business.
run away from that fast.
I just, again, it just,
Okay, Jessica,
for the record,
All right.
I think it's crazy.
All right, so I'm gonna reiterate your motion.
Okay.
If the underwriter comes back and honors what's in that contract,
Good word.
we will remove water games from Carnival and move forward with Carnival. If the underwriter comes back and denies and does not honor that, we will not have Carnival.
We need a time frame, though.
Wait. So that's the motion.
Absolutely.
So the timetable,
Just in time.
Oh, can't
Chris
believe
is here,
it.
Lisa. So the timetable's tomorrow. I mean, she's on this. So,
All right, that's the motion.
all
Well,
right.
do we need to bring
So-
Chris up to speed?
Probably.
Is this with the carnival?
Yeah.
You could give me the shortened version. I'll be easy.
All right, so Chris, I'm reiterating a motion that Jeff is making, okay? So there's a motion on the floor, and then we can discuss if you have questions. But Craig's broker looked at our insurance policy. In the insurance policy, it states that they cover Carnival without water games and historically a dunk tank.
It does, more specifically, it doesn't exclude anything.
Right. Water games.
It's mentioned there with no water games, but it
Right.
doesn't exclude it.
I saw your email this afternoon, Craig. Yep, I get it.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor. If the insurance company honors what's in that contract, then we agree we'll move forward with Carnival with no water games. If the insurance company denies it and declines it and still says we need to pay $2,260 for our insurance policy to move forward with Carnival, we agree not to move forward with Carnival. That's the motion on the floor.
Okay, my only question has nothing to do with the motion, but did you guys discuss just going forward with how the policy is written today and not going back to them and
Too late.
having them?
have that discussion next, not now.
You already had that conversation?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, we don't need to reiterate that then.
okay, sorry. I'm glad we're able to come in. So, all in favor of that motion? Okay, everybody's in favor? There's
Can
no,
here's my only concern is the timing. So are we talking about getting that answer tomorrow? And if we don't get an answer, we don't move forward?
Yes,
Okay, okay,
because then we don't know anything and we don't have
Right.
to.
right, okay, then yes.
Okay,
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
so, good. We're all in favor, motion passes.
Motion passed.
Chris, if you want to catch up on anything, we can do it after or what have you.
Okay, I don't think I need to catch up. I had one thing that I was gonna say if we're in the moment's right about Second Beach. That's all.
Okay. All right. Gail, would you like to talk about nominating?
Happy to talk about nominating. This is so simple because all of you have spoken with me or somebody on the nominating committee. So I even wrote it out, so it'll sound nice when it comes back on your recording. The nominating committee met to address the slate of candidates needed to support the Board of Governors at their annual meeting and vote on incumbent and new candidates. We were presented with 3 incumbents and successfully met and interviewed them after confirming all were in good standing. They are Lori in president role, 3-year term, Craig, District 1, Chris, District 2, 2-year terms. The nominating committee recommends these 3 individuals be included on the ballot for member voting at the annual meeting. The nominating committee was also presented with 2 open positions, District 1 to complete the term of the Board of Governor member who stepped down on June 30th. Brian Smith was identified and interviewed to be nominated to complete this term. This will be a 1-year term ending in 2026. Brian is in good standing in the community, has been interviewed by the nominating committee, and has met with other Board of Governors members. The nominating committee recommends that he be added to the ballot. District 3. Full identification of a candidate for this vacant position included soliciting interest of 4 individuals who had not completed nor submitted a nominating form, interviewing 1 individual who submitted a nomination form but subsequently chose to withdraw. The nominating committee was successful in identifying David Burton to fill District 3 vacancy. He is in good standing, and the nominating committee recommends he be added to the ballot. That's my story.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. That was
That's
great.
beautiful.
So I just want to mention to you, like, when you present at the August meeting and you present that,
Yeah.
before you make a motion to accept the slate as stated, you need to ask
If anybody's interested. Yeah.
if there's anybody that wants to be nominated from the floor.
Okay.
Laurie, isn't there a deadline to get your nomination form in to be considered? I thought there's something in the bylaws that says you have to have your form in by a certain date, otherwise you can't be considered. So how could we nominate someone from the floor?
Anybody can be
That's standard
nominated from the
procedure.
floor.
Standard procedure. Actually, you're supposed to
Right.
ask it 3 times, but
But-
that's just.
But to be on the ballot,
Right, to be
the
on,
nominating
3
committee
times.
form had to be completed
Everything's
before you can be on the ballot.
can you hear her, Chris?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And so the deadline date is so that the nominating committee can do the proper vetting and so forth. If somebody's nominated from the floor, they still have to be vetted. It doesn't mean they're a member, we have to vet them. And so that would happen, before the vote could take place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're gonna vet the person if they're nominated from the floor. What do
We
you
have to make
discuss?
sure they're a member.
You should have that on the roster,
Well, they will be.
right?
But they
Oh,
have
yeah,
that
I mean,
election.
that's still gonna be not having an interview.
Yeah,
with
but
them.
no, Andy. We just,
Good standing.
we just have to make sure they're in good standing.
Of course.
But that means pay the taxes. That's correct. So how would we know that? You would not.
Woodland Christina, Woodland Christina.
I don't know if she'd know it on the fly, but I can ask her that question.
If the taxes can be paid up until September 1st,
Right.
you can't go by that. It's just a member if he is a property owner registered. Because the guy could pay on August
Correct.
29th. just
Right.
common sense.
You're right, you're right.
Can we deal with this if someone does do that from the nominating board?
Do what?
Like the vetting, whether they're.
Let's forget the word vetting. We just want to make sure that
We want
they're,
to make sure
they're a member of our association,
Yes.
period.
And
That's
we'll
the
be able
only,
to do that. I'll be able to do that. I
Right.
can have this up and running like I did
that's
last
the
time.
only qualification you have. There's no vetting.
So
It's
if
your-
someone, which I had
You're
not
right.
seen, but I have heard that's been done before.
That's fine.
If someone does, just ask Julia to please make sure they're, a member.
And how is this ballot? Is it a raising of hands or is there a paper ballot that goes around? How does that work again?
They'll have,
It's a paper ballot.
Little paddle?
it's a paper ballot, but if Gail says, does everybody accept the slate as presented? And everybody raises their paddle, then nobody has to turn in the ballots.
But you can also say, I make a motion that the secretary cast one ballot for the current state of officers. That's the way it's properly done. It's not a no. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Gail.
No problem. You guys done with me?
Great job.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to sit through the rest of all of that.
Hi. She's interested as a member. I am, and I have such a busy.
Goes how many
life
times
anyway.
Take
Thank you,
care.
guys. Have a good
Bye.
one.
Thank you.
Yep, you too.
Okay, I don't know why playground's unasterisk, but it is, and I don't have anything to say about playground. I think
Somebody's trying to.
No,
No, that's for doorbell.
It's
That's
got
my-
alerts for everything.
I do.
Hot dog.
Well, I got the dog, so I really don't even need it, but all right, I silenced it. I think I did, yeah, I did. Okay, so Julia, I just wanted to check with you on the rental draft that we're gonna present in the August meeting.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
All right, that's why I'm
Thank
checking.
God you did.
We talked about it last meeting.
So I'm
and I
sorry,
forgot
I'm
about
on
that. Yeah.
unfinished business, the August meeting, so just.
So we talked about this, some of you guys weren't here at the last meeting, and I was, no, okay, did you watch it? Okay, so a lot of the things, I have it with me, that they presented, we can't do
Right.
anything about parking in the street or parking on their properties, blah, blah, blah. all
Or
that stuff.
age or.
There, okay, but there are just
registration
like
or-
2 or 3 things we can, so we will incorporate those. Oh, that's all I have to do is say, we'll incorporate those into the bylaw or the
Rules
rules
and
and regs that we're working on over the winter period.
Okay,
And list the ones that we were going to do,
okay,
right?
Yep.
Okay. God, I forgot about that.
and then what else? So set up for the August meeting,
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah.
that little video,
Did that work well? I didn't watch it. I don't know if you could hear it. I just watched it.
it was good.
Okay.
It was good. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing,
Okay,
but,
all right.
but it was good.
Yeah, we can.
How many people did we need to set up last time? Oh, we did the pop-ups and that worked out good, didn't it, Julia?
You can, yeah, and ask Chris, because he kind of was there.
Wasn't that many?
It was Dave and Chris and Scott and me and you, and
Maybe.
You were there.
maybe-
Yeah.
you set up stuff.
So
So he was there.
how is it? Chris, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, buddy.
There you are. Oh, that's sign language.
You guys got all that?
No.
I feel the same way about
I
it.
said I could do the exact same thing as I did last time. I think it was 5 and put it on the properties team reach site and I got your back, brother.
Thank you. All right, thank you. I think that's it.
I'm sorry, let me just back up. The quiet hours was the biggest thing,
Yeah.
that we will institute quiet hours.
Right.
And we, but that's a debate of what we.
I understand we're updating that, but this is my big thing about rules and regs and rentals and everything. We can mandate whatever we want, but we have no way to enforce it.
But isn't a public safety guy gonna do that?
Maybe it's.
Maybe.
So first, these are from 2014. So
Yeah.
some of them are even like,
I've seen them.
really?
Yeah.
But, so let's update them, process,
It's a work
right?
in progress.
We'll
Yeah.
update them and get them to where we think they need to be. And then, figure out a way to institute some kind of, even like the parking passes. I was talking to Carolyn Kress and I said, well, people don't turn them in when they move. So there's people out there with parking passes. I said, why don't we going forward, don't have them turn in their passes. Well, we're gonna do that. We are gonna do that.
You have to ask Adam.
But
You said you were gonna ask Adam.
don't turn in the parking passes. We don't want them because now they're defunct. The new people get new ones, and we're not relying. But if they don't turn them into at the closing or whatever, I charge them $100 a piece. What are they going to do? Still try to use them?
They're not gonna pay it.
Exactly. But I mean, I don't know.
I think we're just making, we're making things to
I
talk
mean, we
about.
have rules, we have rules and regs that say you cannot have abandoned vehicles in the association.
Yeah.
Come for a walk with me.
I know, Dave, I know.
The other thing is, and I
And
think,
I think Julia was on that a little bit.
Yeah, I've made some calls.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we don't have a blight thinking on it.
We
do.
do. Well, we do in our, yes, in our charter.
I've heard East Hampton.
The town does it.
No, but we do.
the other thing is you're gonna, and I think you were shaking your fists at this last meeting was about all the signs. How many more signs?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have this nice community that's gonna have signs for everything. And it's just like that song.
Yeah, that's, I think from the
You know?
sixties
Yeah,
or
it's just-
seventies,
and
yeah,
it's like,
sign.
do we really
everywhere,
need a
sign.
sign telling us all of this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Listen, I walked around with Dave.
I get it from a law enforcement standpoint.
Right.
You post it, it's posted, it's there. But
So,
like,
so if I'm somewhere,
we gotta draw the line somewhere.
if I'm somewhere, like for instance, that one of the nights on the beach, I went on the beach. I couldn't tell it was private property. I couldn't tell what time it closed. I couldn't tell anything. All it said was cameras in use, no smoking, and something else. And
I get it, yeah.
nothing.
Right.
And then I walk out to the parking lot because now they're in their cars. I still don't see anything. I don't know it's private property. I don't.
I was just saying, I was agreeing with Julia that it's
I don't
all
like.
the rules in the world are,
Right.
we need to have
Keeps
them
an
enforced and,
honest criminals out.
But what are some of the things that you guys also said? Well, where's it written? I don't know where I don't see where it's written.
Right.
but
I'm not debating it. I'm just saying that if we're not careful, we're just gonna keep creating new signs and new rules for things that people aren't gonna follow.
my comment was about, you wanted a sign on North Reserve for the pontoon boats. I'm like, no, we'll do a nice wooden one, whatever, kayak launch only, something like that.
It's fine.
Unobtrusive. We're not gonna do big metal, no pontoon boats, something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out where we can. But we can't do, that's my opinion. Like, it's too many signs.
Speaking of signs, one thing we do need though is that faded, no parking.
There's
sign
two of them
on First
actually.
Beach. There was a red truck parked there with, it's been a lot of parking there. We don't care about loading and unloading. People get their car running and throw their kids in the back and then they're out. But there's some long-term parking there. So we at least need one more sign right there by the wall.
Right.
Yeah, we all know where it is.
Right. Well, it's already there, except for it just needs to
You
be
can't read
replaced.
it. You can't
Right.
read it.
That's a Michelle Vella's, that's the Public Works. Yeah. That's their sign. Yes.
Back to, sorry, because I pulled out my notes. One of the recommendations, we talked about this last month, of the rentals, they said no beach tents.
Yeah, what was
Beach
that?
what?
I don't know
I don't
beach
understand.
tents.
Oh,
No
tents.
beach tents. I personally don't agree with that. I think people need to have the shade on the beach. And I don't know it's a problem with beach tents or umbrellas, but
They're not
Maybe they
overnight.
meant overnight or something?
We've
no,
never
it
had
just
that.
says
Yeah.
beach tents and glass are not permitted on beaches. And I personally don't agree with that. I don't know how the board feels about that.
Oh, no glass. We already
I mean, yeah,
had
the
that.
glass, but the
Glasses,
beach
yeah.
tents, I think that's important nowadays. You gotta keep yourself out of the
I'd say
sun.
we
I'm
kill the
not
no
sure
beach
how
tents.
that's even in the mandate for rentals.
Yeah. Like what?
Good point,
exactly.
Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Makes no sense.
Tents?
I'm sorry, I'm just bringing it to your attention, beach tents, yes. Okay, thank you. That was my one question I had.
It's not. in
That's a
the
good
mandate.
point. Yeah, that's a good. Point. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, maybe they're thinking of people that have their overflow putting up a pump tent. I don't think they're talking about the
Well,
screen.
but that's
the
covered
screen
by no
tents, so you don't wanna
trespassing
get
clauses.
Oh,
Shit, you want shade and no
Yeah.
mosquitoes? I think they're probably referring to it as a good old fashioned pump tent or army tent.
Okay.
That's no camping. We have no camping.
We have no
Okay.
camping. We use that.
All right. So you're good with that.
I'm good. Thank you for, sorry.
All right. Um, I think that's it. The website, I think everybody got the little email blast. Did you see the thumbnails?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So we're not like,
That's what I said. Melanie goes, Mom, you want thumbnails? I'm like,
yeah, I thought about
so my
trying to
face
figure
doesn't
that
have to
out.
look contorted?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah. I go, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So, but it kicked her out after she made so many changes. YouTube kicked her out. So she got to go back in and do some
Well, we
more.
get to add faces?
What?
We get to
Well,
add
no, the
faces.
way that YouTube uploads go is
Oh.
it takes the first frame
Oh,
of once she hits record.
got it.
And so many of, there was two of me, there was one of you, like, yeah, and it's just like, it's like a freeze frame.
It's bad. A lot of all of us are
Yeah.
in there doing that. So now it's just like, you know, it says Board of Governors meeting, blah, blah, blah.
So what's next with the website? So where's all the old, like, so I guess what's next? 'Cause I don't-
So I had her put on the charter, the bylaws. I just need her time.
Yeah.
And her time has been
Yeah.
sparse
Yeah.
lately, really sparse. So,
Well, whatever she does, she gets to it and it's right.
right, and you know
And
what?
she's getting the stipend, right?
I still, I got it here. Yes.
Okay.
I did get an email today from a member saying that she couldn't find the newsletter anywhere, and it's because we don't have the links to the newsletter on the website, right?
Right.
And I
We don't have
explained
that
that,
yet.
I explained to her that it crashed again, blah, 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 it's work in progress, we appreciate your patience, but yeah, I think that might be a priority is the newsletter link.
Yeah, she did the spring packet on, and I think we used to replace that with the newsletter, but I don't know. Like, her time has been,
I know, but we had the historicals, I mean, you could go
Yeah.
and check.
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
has all that data. She has
Okay.
all that data. So what she's gonna do is make an archive. So she'll put current stuff and then, and the old website had some things like that, like if you wanted
Yeah.
to see old financials
Yeah.
or whatever. So she has all that data. So eventually all of that will be on there, but,
Your dog is growling to get into that door. What does that mean? What's that door?
Finley.
It's bed,
It's bed?
bedtime.
Finley, you okay?
I thought it was Dave. No, we're over the hump.
You on west side?
Yeah, something.
Oops. Okay, so yeah, so that's, I mean, we're still, you know, she put on there too, please bear with us, the website's under construction.
Yeah, I saw that. It was nice to.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good one because it needed that, my Facebook on it. So when we get more time, I know Lisa's been trying to get with her too, to put financials on there. She's just
Yeah, I get it.
been crazy, so we'll get there. Anything else?
What are we doing about public safety?
Well, the signs have to go up. I don't know that anybody's had any time to do any of that. You know, I haven't had any time to do that, but we're gonna need work parties. So I figured each district, Dave. So when the new board members come on,
Yeah.
we'll have a full complement.
Let the rookies do it.
No.
So that's what it's
So
Freshman
if-
initiation.
Assuming Brian gets on, you and Brian will head up. like,
And I'll help
and
out. I'll
Jeff
help you guys.
will head up First Beach District.
And if there's
Yeah,
a
I get it,
snake,
I get it.
Brian and I got it under control.
Right. If there's a snake anywhere, the two of them.
There was a snake in the closet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Anaconda.
Oh, yeah.
Soluble.
6 foot. He was 4.
And then the other thing, Dave, is investigating the security companies, but now we're into August.
Yes.
People are gonna start vacating in the next month. But I do think we need to look,
Well, should we do the due diligence over the winter?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then first thing come summer, that's when we.
Well, you gotta start with like the big guys like Ace.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I'm looking
A1.
at, Ace and A1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who Dave gave me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all this stuff takes time.
Yeah.
You know,
Did Adam give you an opinion on the address on the parking stickers?
no, I didn't ask him that. I have a list of, I like to block it together, so.
Our
he's-
attorney,
Oh.
and that came up in the last board meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
I
saw
thought
it.
about it and then I said,
yeah, whether it was a privacy thing.
Yeah,
get some woman.
Or
that's
do we
got a-
wanna-
their address.
right, I don't really like that, yeah.
Relative to the agencies, do we want to develop what we believe to be a scope of work?
That would be good. We talked a little bit about, and it was general, Dave, about like the first 30 days, having them come. I don't, this was from Dave Burton. The first 30 days, you have them come like every night, so many patrols, and then on Saturday and Sunday,
So people get used to it.
Yep.
So like that's Memorial Day to 4th of July. man.
So the word gets out, they're checking, they're, all of
Really,
that.
it's been really good.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Well,
I was there, and we had people there at 1:30 and 3 in the morning. Blaring music, playing at basketball courts, and, so I just need to call the police from
Yeah.
here. And it was 2 nights in a row.
Frankly, that's what we all should be
Well, I
doing, is
mean-
calling the police and letting them handle it.
How late, how late if we were to get a service, just, I know I'm kind of wasting people's time again, but how late do we want?
well, I find most of the activity, after 9.
Okay. What, does that mean we're gonna knock it off at midnight, or does that mean we're gonna knock it off at 2 o'clock in the morning, or?
Probably midnight
I
or
think
something
midnight's
like that,
sufficient.
Dave.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
know-
that's when they come out.
I know, but they,
Freaks you out.
No, I mean, so the
like
other
fire,
night,
like fireflies.
the other night, there was a couple having dinner or something down there. I don't know, it's like 11 o'clock at night, but they were having dinner and I was gonna
Well,
call the
so,
police.
I mean,
I mean, they
You've
weren't,
got to draw the line somewhere, and trespassing is trespassing, but
Right.
if somebody's just sitting there eating a sandwich are you really going to go in there and say you can't be here?
I wasn't getting out of
I
bed.
know.
I wasn't
But
calling
it's
the
like if
police because
someone,
someone's
like-
eating a sandwich.
I know that.
But you know what? A lot of associations would, trust me.
Well,
100% they would.
and I just happened to see him on, I'm not looking on that thing all the time.
But if
I
I
think
had
you're going to
it,
get to the point where,
And the police are gonna go,
Yeah.
no,
yeah, right.
but a
So-
security guy would kick them out.
right. But the couple of things that I did encounter, and I think a couple that Julia did encounter, the police would have definitely come and done something.
So are we looking for this for like every day of the week, or,
I think so, Dave. When the kids get out of school is when it starts.
This is the budget.
And, I'm making an assumption here, but when I see them all speed off, they go to
37.
Colchester.
Oh,
I'll take a draft, all right? I'll do a draft.
And then Dave seemed to think that after the 30 days of, a time frame, whatever it was, that maybe we just do the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, a 4-hour stretch of when it's really popular.
10 grand, yeah, 10 grand.
Just joined it today.
Or maybe 2 for a while,
How much is
the
it?
4-hour stretch, because this person's gonna check car tags and all
Let
that
me
too.
get- Yeah, but not if they're on midnight.
No, not, no, during during the height of the day on a
All right,
Saturday or Sunday.
I'll cut a draft, circulate for comment, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So once we get our other board members, we'll set up, work parties. Work sign parties. Okay. I think that's it. Everybody coming to the
Well, if we-
August meeting? What?
Can I just say one thing? If we gotta wait for the town, can we buy a sign that says no parking anytime, exactly what it says, for $30?
Let me just reach out to her and see.
Because, I mean, this will never happen.
There's 2 of them. There's another one that needs replacing that's
I know,
down
so
by North Reserve.
Spend $35 to sign and it's done.
We actually can't, Jeff.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it.
Oh, my God.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody look over Lisa's,
I will
reports.
magically appear.
I like the brush. I don't know, I don't think she expected us to comment on them tonight. It was a long meeting, but everybody has her reports.
Yeah.
Oh, she emailed them to everybody, but you have them anyways. Give them a look, see.
You all done?
I think so, and so everybody's gonna be at the August meeting,
Yeah, that's August what?
August meeting, 1925.
17th.
Sobe,
That sounds close.
will you
huh?
have the,
17th. Yeah.
our revised sheet printed out with the people, the members?
I sure will.
Yeah, I'll review it and make sure, your last edits, I'll review those.
And you have the volunteers for check-in, Lisa?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay,
And you like the way we set up last time?
Too, don't you?
Yeah, I did. It worked well.
But I don't think, do you think you'll need to be there again?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And
Because
then the other,
it's a voting thing.
right.
yes,
And so a lot more people show up at the August meeting than they do the June meeting. So we'll get a lot more members.
yeah. So we'll just need to review the ballots.
Yeah.
And then the meeting dates, there's no locations for any of these. So I don't know if you want,
So we'll do
Yes.
those then in the next board comes.
Except
Um,
for September.
And we vote on Tuesdays. And then I'll pass it around. Everybody can put in their address.
What about September's meeting?
So I guess we keep September on the Monday? Or do you
Where
want to make it?
no, where do you want it held?
Oh. Does anybody,
location.
anybody want to host?
Still in limbo.
I will.
I'm in.
He's in limbo. too.
I'll do it. I don't care.
All right. So it's going to be at Dave's house, Glimmer Glen. Eight,
Eight from the-
September.
good memory.
Yeah.
8 Glimmer Glen. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
I just did 2 in a row.
So we have another hand.
Chris, I'm sorry.
Just a question on the August board meeting, Lori, did you put in there about the locking of the courts for a vote for that?
Oh, for during the day, you mean?
Yeah, that was that we were gonna vote on that and I saved money in our budget for to buy 2 locks for each gate.
I know what he means. Well, I didn't hear the last part.
I reserved money in our budget for the courts in case we have a yes vote. We were going to buy 2 locks for, one for each gate.
Okay. So I do have a question about that, Chris, and I was thinking about this because Julia and I have been locking them at night and then, well, I lock them at night, Gian locks them in the morning. When we give out the codes to everybody for the locking, that's gonna negate the nighttime or closed hours. Just a thought. Think about that. I'm not sure how to rectify that.
You can't.
Well, but still put another lock on it. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think you need to rectify that. I think that the issue, the lights go off. There's no one that's gonna be playing tennis or pickleball. And the courts will be locked, so anybody who goes on there will be members of the Pula. They're the only ones that will have the code. And if the code gets out to non-members, we could change the code.
We can't see you.
I see Jules has her hand up.
She does.
So Craig, I'm sorry, Chris, we just,
We're interchangeable.
I know you are.
We're not going
The
to.
long and short of it.
I know we discussed this 2 board meetings or 3 ago, and I apologize, but are we going to present options to the membership, like giving that code out so it's locked 24/7, or just having a mechanical lock that locks it down at 9 and opens it back up at 8 with an egress if somebody's in there at 8:50 playing?
No, he's talking about, he wants to do a vote to lock it 24/7.
I'm asking, we're not going to give options to the,
Right, you're talking about.
No, I mean, we already are locking it at night. I mean, the courts are closed at 9 o'clock and they open at 8. So, I mean, we're already doing that. You guys are doing it.
but that would avoid Lori and me doing it personally if you had a lock that just locked it at, one that would lock it at 9.
Yeah, there's no lock that is automatic.
Okay.
There's no option there. The only option that we found was a lock that you push 3 or 4 numbers and then it opens. And they're about $700 each, so it's about $1,400 plus installation.
So just to be difficult, we had, where it was before, we had key fobs. And the key fobs didn't work during certain hours.
Oh. I like that.
Awesome.
I'm sure you have to have a fancy gate to make that work though, Dave.
No, they didn't. was just a key fob. And it was electric, even though it was, instead of a pin access, it was a key fob access. And I don't know how the software worked, but it
It
didn't work.
it doesn't sound that easy to me.
It didn't work after 10 o'clock at night and didn't work before 6 o'clock in the morning.
I like that.
Maybe we gotta take a lesson from these people who were very successful on finding volunteers for the gate,
Mhm.
for the fencing. Cause, I'm the backup for you two.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
maybe we need to get, 2 more people so that each couple gets.
No, the idea though, Jeff, was to
No,
put it up to the membership. We had weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of discussion about this. And the courts committee could not come to a consensus. So the consensus was we were going to open it up to 425 members. And whoever shows up in August, we were going to have them vote. So that's what we said we were going to do. I just want to make sure it's on the docket that we're going to, I'll make the motion at the August meeting, but I just want to make sure it's on there so we could have the members vote whether or not they want to have this lock on the gates where you push a series of numbers and we provide that code to everybody and they could have access to the courts.
Do-
Like you said, we're not going to police it.
Chris, do you happen to know if you can give individual codes on these locks, or is it just as simple as it's one code that everybody shares?
I don't know, Craig. Chris Terrell looked into the locks.
Okay.
Because that would work if we use the other code at night to lock it during.
Well, I was only asking if you knew.
Okay, it's on the agenda. It will be on the agenda.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any
I
other?
wasn't raising my hand, I was scratching.
Sold.
Any other August meeting,
No.
topics, discussions?
Motion to adjourn.
The only question I have is on Second Beach. I
Oh.
wanted to make a motion on Second Beach. Just to give, before I make the motion, to give everybody a little bit of feedback. We have a team reach site for Second Beach with 22 members. I've met with all of the members of Second Beach and I am the Second Beach rep with Nancy. Dave Edgington and I have been trimming Second Beach for years and Dave has been doing it for many years. So the vegetation there, if you go by Second Beach, is in need of trimming. I would like to trim with Dave and some of the members and that would volunteer to trim Second Beach before people go home for the season. So sometime maybe towards the end of this month. The thing that Lori knows about that probably the rest of you guys don't know about is we want to make sure that we don't trim too much along the water's edge, and we won't. Dave and I have never trimmed too much. The vegetation actually is kind of overgrown right now. So Lori suggested having a woman from deep there if we can. So Nancy's going to reach out to her in another week or maybe even this week to see if she could be there while we do the trimming. However, I don't think that should be contingent on the woman from deep being there for us to do the trimming that we've been doing for the last 10 or 15 years. So Dave has been doing it for at least that much time, and I've been helping Dave do it for the past few years. So my motion is, just like First Beach and Third Beach have been trimmed and weeds have been pulled from First and Third Beach many times this year, I am making the motion that you guys allow me to set up a meeting where I will oversee with Dave Edgington the ability for us to trim Second Beach vegetation, and we won't kill it. We will just trim it.
Couple things, Chris. I think we've had some email correspondence from Nancy at Second Beach as well, saying she wanted, I feel like this might be going against what she's asked in her email, that we hold off. So I almost wonder if we're jumping the gun there. She's asked,
Right.
and then the second thing is, we've not removed any weeds or vegetation from first or third. It's just been in the garden sections, not along the lake edge. We've done no trimming along the lake edge. Dave did whack down some where the kayak was at third, but we did not remove any vegetation. The only vegetation at first and third was
Well, Jules, I don't want to get into a debate, but I saw a guy there who had a whole pickup truck full of vegetation that was along the
that was
where
not
the tree fell down.
authorized, Chris, and we're trying to avoid that.
I'm
was-
just saying it's been done. This will be authorized and it will be supervised by Dave, who's been doing it for 15 years. And we won't kill anything. We will just trim and make things neat and orderly. That's all I'm asking for. If you go by Second Beach, it is not neat and it is not orderly.
All right, so I'll read what Nancy wrote. Said, I would like to schedule the walk with the president so she can see where we can place fishing permitted signs as well as assess the shrubbery. Please give me the contact information for whomever has the specific information about the shrubbery, etc. at Second Beach so we can make a plan. I'm aware Dave Edgerton said he plans to trim in the fall, but I thought we should have a plan in place before that. Thank you. So I just want to clarify, the woman that we're talking about is not from Deep. She's from Balix. Her name is Nancy Balak. Nancy Balak. And so Nancy,
she implemented the deep plan at Second Beach she designed it and implemented it.
right.
So she's knowledgeable of what vegetation is there and for what reasons.
Okay,
Right.
so hopefully she'll be able to make when we plan to trim it.
I'm sorry, what did he say? What did you say, Chris?
Hopefully she'll be able to make it when.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
that,
I mean, if we don't trim it, it's out of control. It is out of control. We've always trimmed it. I don't think Nancy has been there when Dave and I have trimmed it in the past. And other folks have trimmed it, have trimmed the vegetation just like Third Beach without oversight. So I don't think that's a good idea. I think planning it for a certain date at the end of this month before everybody leaves is a good idea, so we can have the oversight from Dave Edgington, has, the experience in the many, many years of doing this trimming. And then me with my truck and trailer to trim this area. And you guys could all be there too. I mean, I'll make it and I'll put it on the Pula property website. Anyone who wants to go could go.
what is the date that you're looking to have this done?
I'm thinking, I called Dave today. He's available a couple of Saturdays at the end of the month. So the last Saturday of the month or the second to the last Saturday of the month.
All right, so Saturday you're gonna do it, or that's when you'd like to do it.
That's what we would like to do, yeah, before Dave leaves.
So the 16th, well, that's Carnival. Well, maybe.
No, not the 16th, the Saturday after,
The 23rd
23rd,
or the 30th?
right?
All right.
The 30th, that's.
So,
The 30th is Labor Day, so I would like really to target the 23rd if we can. 23rd or even the 24th.
all right, so either Julia or myself will reach out to Nancy. Yeah, because you kind of know. Yeah. And we'll see if we can get her out here on the 23rd, just to give a refresher and
Yeah, if she could be here, that would be great. And then we could take pictures of after, so we know, that we're not doing too much. I know when I go with Dave, we always go about waist height. And we've never had an issue. We don't go below the waist, but if Nancy is there and
Craig wants to know if it's his waist or,
no, waist height for Craig is at the tree level.
He's a Craig Switzer Evelyn.
all right, so let us try to get a hold of Nancy and we'll keep you and Nancy Kavanaugh in the loop. Does that
Okay,
sound?
I appreciate it. And I'll as soon as you let me know, I'll schedule it.
All right. Are you growing new stuff there? I just thought I'm sorry.
Isn't it nice?
Motion to adjourn. Motion to
I
adjourn.
second the motion.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey,
Thank
Lisa. Bye, Craig.
Hey, guys.
Bye all.
Bye.
All for coming.
your table.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you have somebody make it for you?
So I went to Clutter Farms.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked around and, you piece together
Yeah.
and it took, 3 months.
Okay.
Somebody in Chicago made it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
thank you. Yeah, it's better than a folding table. I got so tired of sitting in those chairs. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm stopping your
this is not
recording,
over.
okay?
Yeah.